Hello everyone and welcome back to another My Type of Portia guide. Today we are going to talk about relationships. Now in a recent stream someone asked me to make a guide on hidden perks of having high relationships with characters. But before we can even get into that, we need to talk about the basics of relationships because it works both similarly and differently from other games. So let's take a look at Stardew Valley. It's probably the biggest named game of this kind of thing that most people will think of. And in that one, you're going to have, if you talk to characters every day, you get something like 5 relationship points. If you don't talk to them, you lose 2 relationship points, and so on. Or it's it encourages you to talk to everyone every day and kind of discourages punishes you for not doing that. However, in this game, there is no decay of character values. So, there are ways to lose relationship, but it don't decay over time. Now, to help demonstrate things, I have a mod installed here. You won't have this on consoles. We're showing these numbers and all that, or even on PC if you don't have this mod installed. But this is going to help demonstrate some of how this system works. So, when you first meet a character, they'll pop up, you'll see their name. So, let's go demonstrate that with Antoine in here. I have never met Antoine in game. You can see this is all I did was the very first day. I've only spoken to Arlo, Presley, and Gale. When you first talk to them,
Hi there.
you'll see this pop up here of their name and a description of them.
We'll probably be seeing each other a lot.
And you'll get your first relationship point. And so now he's going to show up in here. Boom. Now, if you are in here, you will see these little icons. These icons are going to designate things that you can do as activities with these characters. When you first start the game, they're going to be a stranger to you, and they're going to have, you can play rock, paper, scissors, spar, or gift them. However, you can't do that with everyone. You can with Presley and Antoine do both of these, but you can see with Gale, I can't spar with him. With Arlo, I can't play rock, paper, scissors. As you increase your relationship values, you're going to gain more and more interactions. So once I get 100 relationship points with a character, I'll unlock the ability to take pictures with them, like selfies and so on. And with certain perks, such as, I think, let's see, is it down here? The Social Maniac perk. Yeah, all the way down here. At the associate rank, you can go do play, which is like go hang out with them, go play on the swings, or stuff like that, like little play dates, not actual like romantic dates, but they work similar mechanics. All the way up here at the bottom of this, you can start doing it at an associate level. Otherwise, you don't unlock that ability until buddy. The way relationships work is for most characters, they start at stranger. Once you get to either 1 star or 1 heart at 100 relationship points, they become your associate. At 2, they become buddy. At 4, they become friend. At 6, they become good friend. At 8, they become best friend. And then at 10, they become BFF. There are different names for things such as boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, soulmate, and so on if you are in a romantic relationship with that character. But we'll get into romance a little later. The thing I want to demonstrate, though, is how slow building relationship in this game can be if you don't know what you're doing. So, Gale is over here next door. Let's go talk to him. And just interacting with him won't count as talking to him like it did with that guy. So I have to actually go here to chat. So chat. There you go. 1 relationship point. And that's generally what you're going to get just chatting with a character. There is one of the very first perks. Oh, wrong one. Here, smooth talk, that at every point you get a 20% chance to gain 1 additional relationship point. But keep in mind that you need 100 relationship points to go up 1 star or hard on a character. So even with 5 out of 5 smooth talk, you're going to need to talk to them across 50 different days if all you're doing is talking to them to go up 1 level of relationship. Thankfully, there are a lot of other little systems you can do. We talked about like sparring and rock, paper, scissors. And again, as you increase your relationship value, you gain additional things you can do to increase your relationship with them. But honestly, these are all going to be small things for the most part. 1 relationship point here, 2, maybe 3. One of your better ways to build your relationships is actually going back over the commission or the Commerce Guild and looking at the commissions. So, different commissions are going to be taken by different people. So, this one here is by McDonald, is going to give 9 relationship points with him if I complete it. Russo's also 9. Nora's will give 10 if I complete it. However, let's demonstrate here something real quick. If you fail to complete it, either by giving it up or by the time ending, you are going to lose relationship points. I just lost 5 points with her, as well as 14 points to my rep for my thing here. So definitely, like I said in my tips guide, don't take a commission unless you know for a fact that you can complete it, and generally do it on the same day. Now, you can gift characters, but just like in other games, you're going to have 5 categories of what they like or dislike. So, starting from best to worst, you're going to have loved gifts, liked gifts, neutral gifts, disliked gifts, and hated gifts. So to demonstrate this, let's pick up, some wood and some stone. These are generally going to be like, especially the stone is generally like a universal disliked gift, I think, for most people. And definitely check the wiki on this. But let's go over to Presley here and gift him some stone.
This is not what I wanted, but
disliked it. So, but one of the nice things of that is once you have given someone a gift, if it's not a neutral gift, it will show in here, so you'll know, okay, it's a like and dislike. And again, for me, because of the mod I have, it's not going to show on this, because these are universals. But if I were to give a liked gift or a loved gift, it'll show what that relationship value is. Keep in mind, you can only gift someone 1 gift per day, so I can't come up here and try to gift him the wood now. Or something he loves or likes. So it's not like something like Rune Factory where you give a gift, 1 loved gift, 1 liked gift, and 1 neutral gift each day to gain boosts. But, kind of making up for that, on festival days, which is going to be, let's take a look at, so example, the fishing day here, day of the bright sun here. If I give a gift, then I'm going to get double the reward, positive or negative. So, I got -2 for that stone. If I gave it to him on the day of the bright sun, I would get -4. If I gave it to him on his birthday, I would get -6, because it triples the amount. So, gifting is one good way. Commerce commissions are a good way. But there's other ways you can get it. So let's swap over to another account, and we'll talk about what some of those are. Alright, so here we are on my playthrough where I am married to Ginger.
Angel.
And as you can see, because of how high my relationship is, I have a ton of things I can do with her. Group photo here is something you unlock at the associate level. So if I just take this photo with her, we'll save that and leave. That one does not give bonuses. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. If it's something like they take you on a date. But, like, I can go on playdates at either associate with that social maniac Burke or at Buddy, 2 stars, or friend, whatever, just to hang out. Because I'm on a relationship with her, I can go on dates. Because I'm in a romantic relationship with her, I have the ability to interact with her. And so I can do things like cuddle, kiss, massage. Now, she's not going to probably show relationship boosts. Oh, there we go. Relationship 1 for cuddle. I think it's 2 for kiss and 3 for massage. It's a slow animation. Yep, 2 for kissing. Massage, she gives you a massage. Yeah, which also restores some of your stamina. If you use it +1. Yep, stamina +5. And there's a perk for this called Intimate Interaction. Each point in this gives you an additional interaction. per day, and it's per interaction. So I can do, I think it's like 8 times per day for the cuddle, 8 times per day for the kiss, 8 times per day for the massage, and so on. And this will also apply to your animals, as we talked about in the livestock video. But, because I've got these higher relationship perks, and we'll take a look at my other characters here, her brother Gust, I can go do play, which is what this icon is. I can go on dates with her. There's ways to gain relationship with everyone as well. There will be, if you participate in certain festivals, you get plus everyone points. So like for the Day of the Bright Sun, when you turn in your gift, you'll get plus everyone points. Certain story quests will give you plus points to certain characters. But also a good thing is you notice I've got these big old relics sitting out here. People will come by here, and maybe we'll get lucky here with Sanhua. Yeah, that's an icon showing that I can play with them. They're coming down here. Like, hey, you want to just hang out and play today? No, he's not noticing it. But, like, characters will come by, they'll maybe notice this as they're passing by, or if you have it displayed in the museum, they'll take note of them, and you'll get a relationship boost, usually about 5 points. So that's a passive way to just gain relationship. You build up your museum once it's unlocked, you keep good relics sitting out in front of your workshop, and so on, and those people will unlock them. But there's another good way that this is kind of unique to this game. It's not really seen in other games outside of like this and its sequel. And let's see if May is in here today. Perfect. There's May.
I went and interviewed Toady today while he's in jail.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that.
Hi!
So, pay attention to the bottom left side of my screen as I chat with her.
News doesn't take a summer break, so neither do I.
Now, when you change your relationship status, between associates and so on with a character, everybody that's in their relationship value is going to grow up with that. Now, it wasn't a very big one with her because it's just her and Sanhua here, or Arwa here. But if, I raised his relationship up...
If we didn't wear Coloroy's cloth, Mr. Musa didn't even miss a beat with that.
Sorry, he's doing story stuff. So, let's see if I can find someone else who's at, that 99 level to kind of demonstrate. Like, if I did it with one of the Hulu brothers, the whole screen would just start streaming because it's all of their brothers their relationship to. Like, if I did it with Arwa here, it would be all of his brothers, plus May, plus so on. And so you can get these, spiraling kind of just, this person did that, and so that plus 10 raised them up to, someone else to another level. And so they're just one after the other after the other. Let's see. Carol is close, 298. Let's see if there's anyone at 99, because I probably won't get a plus 2 on Carol. Doesn't look like it. Oh well. Let's go see if we get lucky with Carol. And demonstrate, so because of three of their daughters and so on, like her friends. Good. To gift. Well, let's see. So, Carol here.
I don't want Toady to be a bad... Hello.
Chat.
I made all the clothes I sell in my...
Oh, no.
Goodbye.
Unfortunately, she was not changing her relationship. I mean, she got another star there, but... Yeah, she just went to Buddy. Buddy at 3 stars, so I didn't catch that. So that didn't go up. So it's not when you change the star, it's specifically the relationship levels. So again, 1 star, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12 with your spouse. But because you have those relationships, higher relationships with them, you can do more things, you can interact, you can go play dates, and so on. And again, story-related stuff. So, that's the basis of how to gain it, but how do you lose it? Well, we demonstrated earlier that you can lose it from giving a disliked gift. If I come over here to the preferences, I don't have any dislikes, I have to love. I've been very good about only loved gifts and liked gifts. You know, Gust is really easy because you'll find all these little books in the ruins. A lot of people pick him as one of their first spouses because of that. But there's also other ways to lower your relationship values with someone. So, for example, if you are dating multiple characters and you get caught, you know, like you go on a date with one to the Django's little restaurant play center there, and someone else shows up that you're also dating, they'll both get jealous. They'll both take a hit of about, I think it's 30 points. And if you don't fix the relationship later, then they'll both break up with you, which can lower you later. Certain characters sparring will lower their relationship value. So let's talk about sparring. Sparring is something that certain characters can do, but not all. So like we saw, like I can't do it with Gale, but I can do it with Arlo, for example. But you can spar with them up to 3 times per day. However, not everyone is going to like it every single time.
Hello.
Antoine I can spar with. I think Antoine might be an example of one that doesn't like it if you beat him all 3 times. But you'd want to check the wiki on that. There's certain characters like Ate It, always hates it. You know, if you're playing on a system that has achievements, which is everything but the Switch, you need to. There's an achievement to spar with everybody in town that can be sparred with. So you'll need to spar with him at least once, but he's going to lose the relationship points every time. But there's other characters that you're like, okay, you won once, I like it. You won twice, okay, I like it, but a little less. One fight spar 3 times in one, okay, I don't like you anymore. That's, you know, they lose relationship points with that. If you schedule a play date or a relationship or a romantic date and you fail to show up, they'll take a hit again, about 30 points. Now, keep in mind, if there's something that cancels it outside of you not showing up, like story events and so on, that's not going to take a hit for you, because that's happened to me several times throughout my course of my playthrough. There's also unique things that you can gift to them to change the relationship from like friends to lovers or so on. So let's go down here to Martha's shop, I think it is. No, it's Alice's. Things like, she'll have things like the Withered Branch and the Heart Ring. Let's see. Yeah, the Heart Knot and the Withered Branch, for example. These are things that you will do to, you know, you'll give them the Heart Knot if you want to start dating. If you give them the Withered Branch, you'll break up with them. Giving them the Withered Branch will lose relationship value, you know, above and beyond changing you back to just friends. Likewise, there is a similar pair of items for like a wedding ring, and I think it's a broken mirror that you can do to like get married and have a divorce, respectively. We talked about failing your commissions. There's also one unique one. All right, so we've talked about most of the ways, you know, gifting disliked or hated items, sparring with characters who, you know, either don't like it repeatedly or in the case of Ate It, don't like it at all, failing to show up to your dates, and so on. Jealousy, breaking up your relationships, and so on. There's one really weird and unique way to lose relationship points in this game. And that is using one of these, the Triple Barrel Snakebite. There's another one called the Red Hawk that you can get later as well. They're basically guns. Old base relic, they fire venom darts. You have to have them as ammo. You can craft them all you want. They make good gifts, as you can see here for Sam. You can craft them, you can sell them. No problems. But the first time you use one, oh, it's not showing up here. According to the wiki anyways, and maybe it'll show up when I talk to them in person, Lee and Nora will take a hit of about -2, I think it is, before your first time using it. I don't believe I've ever used them on this playthrough. But let's go take a look. Here's Lee.
Hi. Have you ever heard of this? Goodbye.
Nope, he does not care. So either the wiki is outdated on that, or I did it on this playthrough. But keep that in mind. That is something that, according to the wiki, you will lose points for. And that's how you're going to lose gifts. Now, what are the benefits of building relationships? Well, that's going to vary from character to character. Let's take a look at some of these characters here. So, okay, let's take a look at Jack here. Jack's a kid. Relationship perks. Oddly enough, he's not one that I expected. A good friend, which is again 6 stars, you get 5% resilience. I was not expecting that. Let's see. Ack will start doing stuff with you. You can hire him to cook for you. Dolly? There we go. Stranger, not. You're gonna have characters like this. There's just no relationship perks at all. Others are romanceable, and they'll tend to have quite a bit more. But they'll have specifically relationship ones. So, Mint is kind of an odd example here. Gives you mysterious gift at Buddy. And you'll see this for a couple characters. Ginger has one as well. But then they'll have a common one is they'll help with domestic work and resource gathering, giving gifts first thing in the morning. Husband, he'll give you salary on the 10th of each month. So, the Hulu brothers, yeah, this is kind of typical. They're pretty low on the perks benefits, but there are definitely characters who have really good benefits. So Gale, for example, we talked about this in the tips guide, gives you a discount on purchasing your land. Considering the max level 1 is something like 250,000 goals, 25% is a huge perk. Gust gives you, here's an example of one, has buddy and friend ones, but then also lover and husband. Obviously I'm not going to get these because I'm not married to him or in a relationship, but I'm getting, less goals for homestead upgrades, discount when I'm buying things in the store. Same thing with Albert is a good one there, using less materials needed for the homestead upgrades. And so different characters are going to give you different perks. Because everyone has, most people have benefits. Like your storage keepers, let's take a look at Mars here, for example. We're just passing him. Or Alice is a good example. Discount in their store. And of course she's a lover wife because she's romanceable, but, Mars here is not. His buddy friend, good friend. Up to 25% discount. That can be really good for some of the expensive stuff. Like Polly's store has some rather expensive recipes for crafting and all that. You'll want to go to either Polly's store or Albert's store to buy, like, if you want a double bed or, like, if you want to have babies and all that. So every character has their little perks. Definitely feel like going in there. There are some hidden ones, apparently. If you're good friends with Dr. Shu, I haven't seen this happen in my playthroughs, but I've had other people say, you're a good friend with him, it affects your story with Ginger, for example. Anyway, that's kind of the basics. Take a look at characters as you meet them. Some of them will have interesting relationship perks, like, all of the characters of the Silicor, so Remington, Arlo, and Sam, will give you combat boosts, resilience for her. Remington is going to give you, I think, defense. Yep, defense points. Arlo gives attack points. And crit chance at good friend. And then you'll have characters like, you don't expect it from, but May gives you extra stamina points. Absolutely. Every character, has stuff that you can be like, oh, hey, cool. He's going to give discounts to the store for the most part because he's a store owner. Phyllis. Extra stamina points. Extra stamina. Also acupuncture reduction. Emily, it's kind of one of the cheaper ones. Gives gifts sometimes and will help out as a wife. Sonia discounts in the store, and so on. So absolutely, take a look at characters. Petra doesn't have much in the way of things. She gives you a discount in buying at the store there at the research center, but it's not, that's not a place you're buying a lot probably. But absolutely, take a look at characters, see what they're going to give you. There are kind of 3 uniques to all of that, though, for characters. So let me cover those real quick before we finish up. The first is Merlin. She starts at Hearts. There will be a quest throughout her story, and I'm actually surprised it's not showing on this. I could have sworn I did it. Where once you get her to a certain relationship point, I might be friend here. She'll ask you to go on a date with her, and a couple days later, you'll be like, "Yeah, I realize it's not for me," and she should switch over to stars. She'll change from being romanceable, quote unquote, to not romanceable. The other two, we'll say 3 actually, are going to be Scraps and Pinky. You can see that they start like a little bit differently. They start at Stranger, but they're still Stranger at even 100 points. And QQ as well will maybe be that way. But when you get these 2 to 2 stars, they'll be like familiar with you, and then you can adopt them as a pet. And the third and final one is Higgins. Throughout the course of the story, you cannot raise his infection. He will always be a nemesis at -50. And once you have beaten the main story, there is a side quest you can do for involving him that will unlock the ability to build relationship with him and become buddies. This was added in after the fact, and yes, he can give you gifts through the mail or give it to you sometimes in person. But those are your 3 kind of unique characters. Everyone else is going to follow like the animals, you can only gift them. You can play them, gift them, talk to them, etc. I think you'll have characters, like Yaya here, who you won't unlock for a while. But again, she can't do anything. You can't rock, paper, scissors, you can't spar. So she's going to be slow to level up, if not for some of those tricks that I talked about, like leveling up related people. She's related to all the Hulu brothers. So if you get one of those things where, let's say you get Dawa up to, good buddy, and it kicks Siwa up from associate to buddy, or so on, then you'll get a lot of points for her. Another unique one, I guess I just realized this, is Ginger. Ginger can't go out during the day a lot of times. Like if you want to date her or go on play dates or whatever, they always have to be at night. She makes up for this by the fact that she really loves hearing about the stories of your adventures. So after you've completed any kind of the main story things, especially ones that are involving adventures like fighting the Rat Prince in Amber Island caves and so on, you go back and talk to her and you'll tell her the story about it, and it gives like a +20 or a +40. So she gets big boosts that way. She's also unique in that if you try to spar with her, you're actually not going to spar with her. You'll spar with either her brother, Russo, or both, depending on which it is. And she loves all 3, spars. So that's one of the ways that it was quick to build her up for this playthrough. But if you have someone in specific you want to build up for a relationship, all that, look them up on the wiki, see what their love gifts are, their like gifts are. You can see I did not give her a whole lot of gifts along the way. And even this +2, gifting for her is not a huge thing. But Gust, absolutely. I did a lot of gifting for him. +15, +10, +15. And this demonstrates to you that, even within the same category, it's not like Stardew Valley where it's a set amount that they give, it's per item that you give them. But, it's always good to keep, like, if you're wanting to build up Gust, you're going to find structural dimensions here in the ruins. Hold on to them, give them to him during festival days or his birthday. And as you learn about the characters, you're going to learn their birthdays, as you go on and get to know them better. So your calendar will be full of them. And as you can see, the Hulu brothers, they share birthdays. So that basically covers it for the game here. Your birthdays, your relationships, all of that. There are absolutely more things that you can do throughout the course of the story. But for the most part, you don't have to worry about decay over time. So take your time, focus on the characters you want to focus on. I mean, you saw here, and yes, some of these characters like Yaya and Dana come late in the game, but I mean, QQ and Pinky are there from the beginning, and I've barely talked to them this playthrough. I've done more with Scraps. Jack, Mint, Isaac. You know, Jack and Isaac are there from the beginning. Ack comes pretty early in the game. Dolly, Molly, Oaks. These are characters that I've barely touched, and that you saw on the other stream. I've got full devotion, BFF, BFF, good friends, getting close to best friends, good friend, good friend, good friend, friend. You know, pick the characters that fit your playstyle and the perks that you want to really relate, you know, build your relationships with. Take a look at the wiki to see, hey, what does this person give that maybe some little secrets. Um, you know, and of course you'll have things like you can see some unique things that this is that one character's only thing to do. So like Phyllis, you know, is the only one who can do acupuncture. Django is the only one who can teach you cooking recipes. You know, so absolutely, that's basically relationships in a nutshell. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next. We'll take a look a little bit at this. It's going to be very similar for Sandrock when we cover next week. But Sandrock also kind of better demonstrates the relationship chart for you as well. So I'll catch you guys next time. See ya!